So thank you for joining me. The birds are pretty noisy out here. This is my favorite spot to sit. I'm under that grove of pines on that rock. I've made several videos from this location. So I have something to show you, and we're going to talk about the tree because I have an answer for you, but I'm just going to move it over here. The tree is here. This is that tree. I made the video about praising God. I had no idea where that tree came from. I had searched around the pine trees around my house, couldn't find anything. I was convinced that the broken off portion was from the stump of the tree. That's what I thought. And we do that as believers, right? We are convinced X is something, Y is something, Z is something. We don't ever consider any other possibilities. And I'm going to royally embarrass myself. I mean, I'm embarrassed to make this, but I'm going to do it because I think it shows something that we all need to learn, that we have ideas in our head, thoughts in our head, and we don't necessarily search out other options. And that other option might be the answer that we need, as we're going to see in this video on this particular tree. I am going to show you where it came from, and we're going to talk about it. But I've got this passage that I want to share. So Jesus is speaking to the Jews who believe in him, and this is John, and this is chapter 8, and he says this in a portion of 31. He says, "If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." So what is the truth that you want? I hope that you want the truth of what the scriptures say, and not because you had a presupposed idea of information that isn't scriptural. My presupposed idea was that this tree broke off at the trunk, and that's where it came from. And I searched, could not find anything, had no idea. We talked about, did it come from the field? It came from a high rate of speed because it broke off the other branch on the tree, etc. I had no idea where this tree came from. I actually have another video that I'm going to show you with a different vantage point. But I think that making both of these, this secondary video and the tertiary video, I think will be good. Even though I'm embarrassing myself in both, I think it's good because we can learn something, and we should not be so convinced that we know what it is that we're not willing to look for other things. I was absolutely convinced this tree that broke, it broke off at the trunk. Like, how come I can't find a trunk? But if you look up, there's a place where you can see where the tree broke off. And that was my mistake. And that's why I'm going to embarrass myself here in just a moment, that this didn't come from the trunk. And so I looked and I could not find it. And here's the thing, the answer was right there in front of me, literally in front of me. But this is what we do as believers, right? We think we know, we are convinced we know, we're not even looking at other possibilities, and it's right there in front of us. So this tree, I thought, this is a trunk, it broke off. Where's the stump? I have no idea, but that is what I was convinced was the case. And none of that was true, because actually the portion that broke off is the top of the tree. And you will not believe this, but I already showed you this tree. But I didn't zoom up or pan up or scroll up far enough. And that's why I'm going to embarrass myself. But I'm hoping that through the embarrassment that we all will learn something, that we shouldn't be so set in our ways in looking for the truth that we just omit something that is blatantly obvious in front of our eyes. So here we go. I'm going to set down my Bible, which I use to read. And now I'm going to pick up my phone, and you will see why I am embarrassed, but it is what it is. And if it is a great learning opportunity, then that's what we're going to do. So if you recall, when I was talking about the tree, I was showing this tree, and then at some point I went over, I was showing you this tree, and then I went over here to the tree that was on the ground, right? And I was like, praise God that nothing was damaged. Sorry about that. I had it on my tripod. I'm just going to continue going, but let's go back over here. Imagine if I had kept going and going and going and going and going. There it is. It came off right in front of me, the top of the tree. Let's not be so oblivious to the truth that is right in front of us that we miss it because we're convinced it's something else. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.